One, two, one, two. Hello, everybody. Whoa. Welcome to Canna. We Talk 3. Shasta Lake, Stop the Hate, Educate. What we have here is a gathering today to demystify cannabis. Right here in Shasta County to show you all the good things that cannabis can do for the body, cannabis can do for your life, cannabis can heal, halt, and save your butt. We have today some of the most magnificent doctors from all over the nation. We will have Dr. Sunil Aggarwal, Dr. Jehan Maku, PhD, Dr. David Bierman, Dr. Gregory Smith, and Dustin Sullick, along with Rudy Roma. And they will be here for discussions. We will also, after today's education, be having a live music festival outside so that after you get educated, you can put your dancing shoes on and we'll have some great music, some belly dancers, some fire dancers, and some wood dancers. All right? Make it all worth your while. So I'd like to thank you all for coming here. I'd like to thank the Bridge Bay Resort for hosting all my doctors who are giving me a hand at it, for the city of Shasta Lake for letting me do this here, including allowing my medical marijuana museum and letting me bring it intact, okay, and not having to omit certain things, and they were very, very kind about that. And to everybody who helped me put this together. This was a really, a lot of us little working ants to do this, okay? So we're going to get started with the day, and we are going to start with Dr. Sunil Aggarwal. And she's going to put on the bio for me right now. I'll turn off these lights, Rose. And this is our doctor here, and he is going to be on my video. And what he's going to do is he is going to explain CBD and THC. He is also going to in regards to seizures, cancer, PTSD, and the Opiod epidemic. Alrighty? As well as the safety of marijuana versus over-the-counter drugs. These are all the credits of Dr. Aggarwal. He got some real education, don't he? He can't be with us here today. He had to take an international trip with a toddler and just got back and had a heck of a time. So. I would read this all to you, but it would take me all day. I can't see very well. Computers are fun.
Why didn't you say this?
What?
One moment here.
Technical difficulties.
Well, you know.
No, I know. Let's see here.
It's not relaying.
Yeah, you can't see anything I'm doing right now for some reason.
Plan B. Put it through your computer.
One.
We got it?
We got it.
Yay!
We are so grateful to have you. Dr. Aggarwal,
Yes.
my first question, how about we demystify marijuana? Starting with, what are THC and CBD?
Sounds good. It's really great to, I hope everyone can hear me okay there in Shasta Lake. I wish I could join you this year, but my schedule doesn't permit it, so I'm going to talk to you remotely like this, and I'll meet you afterwards for a live Q&A. So,
Thank you so much for that. We really have a lot of questions and need some very, very good answers. Thank you.
you're most welcome. So I'm speaking to you now from Seattle, Washington, and I'm going to start by doing some demystification for everyone about what marijuana, or which is a Mexican Spanish slang word for cannabis, is, and what THC and CBD are. So cannabis, marijuana, is a traditional medicinal plant. It's about 37 million years old on planet Earth. It evolved somewhere in India, China, like Central Asia region, and around the same time that the Himalaya mountain range was being formed, and in the same area where the Himalayas was being formed, and that's where the Indian subcontinent collided into Asia. And the reason I tell you that is because cannabis had to survive in an environment that was getting higher and higher elevation every year, because it's the tallest mountain range on Earth. It had to adapt to the increasing UV radiation and sunlight, so it started to produce quite a bit of chemicals in its flowers, resinous flowers, and that's probably where the terpenes and cannabinoids and flavonoids, these compounds that are medically treasurable in cannabis, they probably evolved in that type of environment all those tens of millions of years ago. And so there's tons of genetic diversity in cannabis, tons of varieties, and nowadays as we're becoming more scientifically thoughtful and chemically thoughtful about how we want to utilize cannabis, we are interested in cannabinoid class. And there are maybe about 112, 115 naturally occurring cannabinoids in the cannabis female plant resin. But the two that we study the most closely and carefully are THC and CBD. Those are acronyms for tetrahydrocannabinol and cannabidiol. And actually, they were really nicely characterized about in the 1920s by Roger Adams, who's a chemist in Chicago. He had figured it out. He didn't get exactly everything right, but they didn't have the same chemical techniques for mapping out molecules in those days. Well, actually, it might have been the 40s. Excuse me, not the 20s. It was the 40s. But then it had to wait until basically the early 60s when Raphael Mechoulam in Israel at one of the universities there was able to really nail down the exact structure. So what you should know about THC and CBD is that they are isomers of each other, which means that they are made of the same atoms, the same number of carbons, oxygens, and hydrogens, but they're just arranged slightly differently. I'm using my hands here to make an example. In THC, there's a ring that's closed, and in CBD, that ring is open. And that's the main difference between the two molecules. It's at the structural level. at the pharmacologic level, the drug effects level, they really are yin and yang to each other in terms of what they do in our bodies. THC has anti-pain properties or analgesic properties. It has euphoric properties. It has anti-anxiety properties, anti-spasmodic properties. It regulates a whole number of bronchodilation, a host of activities. But it's characteristically what's been used for kind of in social realm and in spiritual realm too, is it's a way to elevate consciousness or to give people a sense of well-being, and sometimes it makes people's short-term memory a little bit hard. It interrupts the flow of short-term memory. It doesn't mean that there's not memories being formed, but sometimes there's a subtle alteration that can be bothersome for some folks if you're trying to do something. Sometimes it helps people focus more, actually. So anyway, it has those properties. CBD doesn't have that kind of acute properties of causing that kind of interruption in short-term flow. It actually does, it blunts some of the worst effects of THC, some of the anxiety-provoking effects of THC, which can, even though it's anti-anxiety, can also provoke anxiety. It blunts some of the disassociative effects of THC, and that kind of thing. It seems to make you tolerate THC a lot better. And on its own right, CBD has some nice properties, anti-seizure properties, which the whole world found out because of the CNN specials with the children with the genetic seizure disorders. It has anti-anxiety properties. There's been studies in Brazil where they've given it to people before they give speeches in controlled settings, and people who have tremendous phobia of giving public talks, and they do better with them. They have CBD capsules beforehand, and it also has pain-relieving properties, anti-spasmodic properties, etc. These two compounds are very impressive in their own rights individually, and together have really nice properties. And in both cases, when you combine those compounds with the other constituents that occur in the cannabis flower, terpenes, flavonoids, the things that, like I was telling you, that also evolved from the cannabinoids evolved, that those compounds are also found in other parts of nature. They're found in limes. That's what gives lime its nice smell. It's called limonene. Or in pine forests, the smell of pine trees is caused by a chemical called pinene. And there's a compound in mangoes called myrcene. There's a compound in pepper called beta-caryophyllene. All of these compounds occur in the cannabis resin as well, the terpenes. And it seems like when you mix those terpenes and flavonoids with those cannabinoids, with let's say a THC dominant or CD dominant or a mix of the two, when you have those other compounds in there, and you take it into your body, it's called you get an entourage effect. You can get a better effect with less THC and CBD on board, and that's very nice. And so that's kind of that's how THC and CBD can be most effectively used in the context of a whole plant extract or a whole plant vapor or however.
That's very good. Okay. So could you explain further, maybe, because I think you have seizures pretty well there, but how about how it affects cancer or maybe PTSD?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many there's a recent report from the National Institutes of Health. The director of one of their institutes, that's all taxpayer funded, it's the largest research hospital in the world and the largest funder of health research in the world. I spent a year there last year doing my fellowship in hospice and palliative medicine, so I can tell you it's quite a place. But one of the researchers there co-authored a paper. He's the leader of an institute, and they said that one's named Kunos and one's Pachter. They said in a recent article that essentially every human disease, cannabinoids, and not just the plant cannabinoids, we also have naturally occurring what we call endocannabinoids in our body, that they are involved in virtually every disease. So it's a huge number of potential conditions that this cannabinoid science can be relevant for. It's just like there's many medicines that we have that that can be applied to lots of different things. So this is a nice one. So particular interest right now in terms of really seeing some really impressive things on the horizon: neurologic disorders and oncologic issues. And I think PTSD is kind of a neuropsychiatric condition, so you could add psychiatric issues there too. So let's start with cancers. So the cannabinoids have anti-cancer properties.